to set an agenda for today. Basically, we need to cover many things, and as we go ahead, because we need to cover many topics before we end all the sessions. So what I thought of, like initially I'll be covering some custom charts which are still left. So I'll take you through those charts before break, and after break I will only focus on dashboard, how to create dashboard, different functions and action filter and components related to dashboard. If we get time, we'll get some time, so in that we can cover the questions and the doubts what we have. So is it fine, or do you have any other suggestion? Anyone, if you want to add anything? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's only for 1 week. So today and tomorrow will be the last session. Mhm. Okay. All right. So okay. So let me share my screen, and as I'm going to share my screen. Meanwhile, if anybody has any question related to the topics shared so far, or if you guys got a chance to look or do some practice, any challenges what you faced, maybe you can discuss that. Did everyone get this packaged workbook yesterday what I shared? All right. Okay. Ankit, did you check with your concerned person, like you can forward it to your personal, or how you gonna practice with this? Mhm. Okay, but yes, because I'll be sending everything. All the workbooks as packaged workbook. So wherever you want to open it, if you have Tableau desktop, it will work. It will not give any issue. So that's fine. Now let me go ahead and create new workbook for today. I'll click on Tableau. Everyone can see my screen, right? All right. Great. I'll connect to Excel. Okay, fine. So we are all set. System is ready. So yesterday, while in the last moment, I wanted to cover the trend lines. I did shown one chart, but I think it was this last moment. So would like to start from the same, so that everyone can look at it once again. And if you have any question, you can raise, or we'll continue from the same topic to another charts. So generally we have used trend whenever we apply date and any measure into our work area. We can easily see the trend depending on the type of format what we use. We can easily see that over here. I just clicked over here. You might have seen, like, for each year all quarters are there, and I'm getting a separate column, or separate pane here, you can say, and each pane I can see the trending of that year. This is a one way of showing the trend, year by year trend in different quarters. And you might have seen one other way, a continuous row. What I mean is, if you follow this route, the same data, the only thing is I have just changed the type of date I'm taking. It's a continuous flow, and in the first what you saw, it was by quarter and by years. So I'll drag it again, and okay, we'll make it quarter and we'll make it years. Here we go. Right, so any thoughts? I mean, what is the benefit, or I mean, what would you prefer in your visualization? Which view, this or the continuous view? All right, but can you please tell me why? Right, correct. uh hmm, mhm. Oh, okay, let me just duplicate this sheet and we'll see like what are the drawbacks and what is the beauty of it. So I'm just going to convert this into year and quarter, and we'll remove this. Okay, now if I go to dashboard and fetch both the sheets here. Okay, so for 2016 it starts here. Now if you look at it in the continuous view, right, it seems that my what it is, sales. Okay, so sales was going up till this point, and there is suddenly a drop, right? It shows continuous. I mean, definitely it will not impact much, but if you have a huge data, or maybe you have some outliers, in that case this continuous view will not give a correct picture. I mean, but in most of the cases you will find this only, because for user experience perspective continuous chart is better. But if you talk about data perspective, data point perspective, in that case the first chart is the best option to go with. You mean the last one, this bottom one? Mm-hmm. Okay, you mean for each year there is a different line? That is what is there in the first view, right? Year wise, different quarters, and one line representing 1 year. Okay, okay, I got it. Maybe you're looking for this one, is it? Okay, so means all 4 quarters, and you are showing the difference, or maybe different trends for each year. So yeah, so you can play with it, right? It's the same visualization, we have just moved position of years. Yeah, okay, fine. So let me just remove this year for a moment, and this is what I shown yesterday, like it's a basic simple trend it shows. there is one line, so you know like how your data is going towards. But with each data element you get some trend lines. Trend lines basically identifies that what is the main direction of your data. Means is it going on the positive direction, or maybe it is like not correlation, I would say here. It's a kind of simple, like if you project your data, if you forecast your data, what would be the actual direction, right? So this trend talks about that only. So over here I had one trend basis that we can show. So Tableau automatically creates it. It shows you the equation that what it has used, what R square value and P value it has used. If you wish to see the description or the model what it has used, you can click here and see the details. So generally, like in Excel, if you use and you do ANOVA analysis and all, then you get similar kind of data while using Excel. So this is the statistics about model, what it has created, what's the P value it is using, all that information it gives. The same thing can be done when you are working on Scatterplot. So let me just ask one question here. Why do we use Scatterplot? Anyone? Yesterday I shared one image. If you look into it, it will be very clear like where to use Scatterplot. Okay. Okay, how Scatterplot looks like. I mean, we have already seen once. A Scatterplot by either it requires 0 or more dimension, minimum 2 or maximum 4 measures, which means it shows the relation between two measures, whether they are directly proportional to each other or they are helping each other, that kind of thing. For an example, we can take quantity and sales. I'll select Scatterplot, right? So right now you just see one dot here because we have just what Tableau does, automatically adds both the measures and shows a common point. But if you wish to see this their relation on granular level, you can just drag any element which spread this point into different frequencies or occurrences. So let me drag maybe city or date. You can also drag it here, any dimension that will help you to drag it here. I'm going to put, either you can put product or city. Let me put product product on let's say color first. What happened? Yeah, here we go. I'll hide it for a moment, and now you can see this is my point 0. From point 0, if I go towards sales is on x-axis, quantity is on y-axis. So there are very most of the product lies between this zone here, and it tells the relation between sales and quantity. Not the relation exactly. Right now relation is not clear. The only thing which is clear is like most of the product are within the quantity of 60 and amount within the 10k. But as soon as, let's say, there is one product which has quantity of 20 and this total sales happened at that point of like it's 61k. Right here, this particular product, 150 quantities were sold, but the sales amount is quite less. It's 2,500 only. So that that gives you the relation between how your quantity and sales have been going. Now over here also I'll select everything, or maybe I can go ahead and add trend line. Now you'll see this trend line, it says that it's going into positive direction only, and positive direction means when I say positive direction, basically I mean a positive correlation between two measures. Okay, before I say anything, do we I mean, is everybody aware of that? What is correlation? Yeah, can you please tell us how do we define correlation in layman term? Right. So generally correlation is of two types. It's either positive and negative. Basically it's I mean, if you say there is 100% correlation, which means the value will be 1, and if there is 0 correlation, I mean no negative correlation, the minimum value can be -1 in that case. This trend line shows my quantity and sales has positive correlation, which means if the quantity of product will increase, definitely the amount or sales amount will increase. So that is what by adding trend lines into your graph, whether it is a scatter plot here or it was a simple trend line, it tells you the clear picture that how your data is going towards. What is the correlation? Is it positive, negative? If you increase your quantity, your sales will automatically increase. Let me just swipe it. What I mean is, let me remove quantity and put profit here. Profit, yeah. Then also there is a positive, and this time you can see it looks more inclined than quantity one, which means the more sales is happening, more profit is there. Okay, so that is what scatter plot is all about. Now another thing with this scatter plot, what I'm going to do is I'll just make a copy of it, and I'm going to remove product. You'll get only one line, and let me remove trend line also. I don't want to show it here. If I move into analytics tab, okay, cluster is right now, it's not there. Let me drag something, product only. Okay, so one thing on Scatterplot we saw, like we can see the trend line and we can identify whether used measures have a positive correlation or negative correlation. That's one finding, and it tells that how my measures are behaving, what is the relationship between the two measures. Another analysis on Scatterplot can be done if you just put cluster here. Basically putting cluster means you want to divide your data in different segments, like how you want to divide all data elements into different clusters. So by default my variables are sales and profit, though you can change it, and you can define that how many clusters you want to see, right? Clusters means depending on the value, the whole data is going to get segmented into small I would say sets. The way we created set, right? Set, what set was doing, it was just creating the complete data set and it was adding into this area here. But in case of cluster, it will not create a physical set here, it will simply divide your data into depending on the value, it will divide that into small clusters. So I have just put 10 value here. Now in the whole population, you will see that there are 10 different colors related to each cluster. Now if you see here, it's a cluster with individual one value. This one is again, you can see this came just below minus 5k extreme values. These are the outliers. Then most of the values are into this blue cluster, which is, if I highlight that, you can see there are 50 sales inside that. If I highlight another cluster, okay, no, this is the maximum one, I guess. What is the third one? No. So this is the red and green seems to be the cluster with the maximum values. Okay, this is strange. You can see here in the green and then this one, there are couple of clusters wherein you have negative profit. Right, so your cluster number 4, 5 and 8, all of these have negative profit. If you wish, you can create another set using these clusters, but this is one of the way how to define different clusters, do sampling into your data using Scatterplot. Now basis one cluster only, you can go ahead and let's say I want to keep only this. So in whole Scatterplot, you will see only that cluster, and you can see the different individual elements falling into that cluster. I can go back and see what happened. It is not because of cluster. I can reduce the size of cluster by going here. Sorry, screen. Edit cluster. You can put it 4. Now the number of clusters are less, but to your point, it looks very clumsy and all the items are together, right? That was the problem, right? It is because of product name what I have put here. Product name, basically there are thousands of products here. That is why product as well as the combination of sales and profit, there are number of instances. That is why it is like that. If you want to change it, you want to do your analysis on some other label, what you can do is at the place of product, just drag maybe subcategory or some other field like this. Now you will have less. Yeah, guys, just give me 1 minute. I'm getting an urgent call. Yeah, just hello. Yeah. I mean, today we don't have any other meeting. There is one meeting at 8:30. That is with Niranjan and Ranga. Okay. There is no other meeting scheduled, so you can just check with Niranjan if I don't think they would like to see it now, but we need to deploy and share the details with them. That is important. Yeah, so it's okay. That's fine. That's fine. So just put it into UAT and share the credentials with Ranga. No, 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 it's working. I have put it back. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. So yes, I think Ankit, it was your question, right? Like it was looking very clumsy, and we have we had product category, product name at that time. So we have put subcategory now, and it creates different color for each category. Hello, am I audible? Okay, sorry Ram, yeah, tell me. Hmm. Colors. Okay, no, but it's still, it is different. Let me put it into details, then you will see it like this. Now I can go ahead and add clusters to it. If you want to create 4 clusters, 3 clusters, 5 clusters, it will automatically divide your data in those clusters. This is the actual scenario, right? So now the thing is, here you can only see or do analysis basis your subcategory with sales and profit relation, right? Over there in previous situation I had product name, so I was doing analysis on each product level. Under each, let me just show you one thing. If I put subcategory here, okay, sorry, subcategory into rows, and if I put product name into text and change it into count, so you can see, right, in each category you have these many products. So you can imagine if I was doing on an individual product level, your scatter plot will be very clumsy or very dense, right? So let me just do one more thing. I'll add total for column. So it was basically showing 9,994 marks at that time. Okay, so that was the difference, but your data will get divided into those segments only as many numbers you put in that cluster. All right, okay. And over here again, I mean, on subcategory level, if you wish, you can put trend line and it will also show that how is it going towards. So for each cluster it is showing a trend line. Now you can see, like, if I talk about my cluster 1, it shows negative correlation, right? You can see if you are talking about cluster 3, again it's negative relation. In all cases, this 4, I'm not sure what it is showing here. See, p value is na, r squared value is 1, right? This trend line or the relation, I mean, right now if you see on subcategory level, it doing analysis of correlation is very tough here as per this data. But let me, if I go without clusters, let's see how it looks like. Okay, this looks good. I mean, without clustering, if you look at the whole data, then it is fine. Ankit, what about now? Okay, all right. So yeah, what I'm if I have just removed cluster, then it shows a better correlation. But if we divide our data into clusters and then find out trend, so for each cluster the relation or the trend doesn't give a better picture. Okay, all right. So any questions so far here on clustering? Another thing on scatter plot, and okay, yeah, these two things only: trend line, cluster, and scatter plot. Yeah, so basically what I did in that situation, I created my created clusters on my data, and then I was showing trend line for each cluster. So at that time this data or values were not appropriate or useful. But if without cluster, if I'm doing putting this trend line here, it gives a better picture here and it looks good to me. Going back to that situation here, right now these trend lines doesn't make any sense because my data is already divided into certain segments or clusters. One good thing would be, like, if we just take one particular cluster and start doing analysis of this, that might help me, but not the trend line. I can do some other analysis. So this basically this trend line is nothing but the correlation between sales and profit for these categories. Yeah. Any other question? Mm-hmm. Cluster is already there. I mean, if you go to analytics tab, you already have cluster option, right, in the analytics tab. Okay, so now another thing what I wanted to show yesterday related to this trend line only, there is another concept called reference lines. So that is also used a lot into your bar charts and all. So for that, what I would do, I'll just create one. I'll take category into columns, and we'll take some measure, maybe profit, into rows. So you can see here that I can, irrespective of year, region, anything, I've just put profit into. I'm showing profit by categories. That's fine, but let's say I want to plot another scenario here. Maybe I want to show the target for each category. Let's say for furniture there was some target, for office there was some target, and technology there was some target, right? Another scenario could be, we discussed about dual axis charts. So in dual axis charts, what happens, like, you show two measures into one chart, but there could be scenario like you have three measures and you want to show them into one chart. Have you ever came across that situation wherein you need to show three measures into one chart? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. So mhm. Yeah, certainly you can do that. And the beauty of reference line, what I'm going to cover is, you can use any of those measures. If you wish, you can show them as a reference line as well. So Tableau gives you that feature. Yeah. So likewise, I mean, in control charts, what happen, you define your upper limit and lower limit. Basically, if you go beyond upper limit, or you can put a target line, right? Like, okay, in case of furniture, my profit is this, but my target was this. How I'm doing against my target. So you can use the target measure as your reference line, right? Or as a limit. So if you read about control charts, you will get that feel, get that topic. So over here, I mean, Tableau gives, if you click on the axis, it gives you that how can you add a reference line. So I'll just go ahead and click on it. It gives me certain options here. First one is by default selector, and it says line, right? Line on each table if you want. So you can see like it shows the average, right? But it's possible, I mean, do you want to show only one line across your table, right? It's a kind of band, it's kind of distribution, how you want to show. It will create a box plot. So box plot I will not cover from here, I'll cover it separately, but let's focus on these things right now. A line. So in the first option, right now I have just selected entire table, and you have one measure as profit. If you wish, you can take another number, or let's say you want to show the target, you can put that into this parameter and show that here. How you want to compare that against average, sum, total, whatever aggregation you want to apply, you can apply that. This says line only, line or confidence interval. If confidence interval, then how much you want to show here. And what is the third option? Confidence interval only, then how would you like to show. So these different options are there. I'll go back and make it, let's say, line only right now. It was for entire table. If I do per pane, which means you will not see any change here right now, but it is possible that in your chart there are multiple data segments. So in that case, basically, if you have only one data segment, I mean one axis, in that case your entire table or per pane will be same. There is no difference. You can have multiple axes, and in that case this pane will work. Per cell is going to work for each bar. So as soon as I selected it, you can see now the line has gone to each bar. And if you talk about only one bar at a time, one bar means one category at a time, so average of one bar will be equal to its total. There is no difference, right? Am I right here? If I'm comparing, if I'm trying to find out the average of one category only, will it be same as total or will it be different? Yeah, right. So for one category, your total will be same as average. As soon as you include multiple categories, it's going to be changed. So that's the reason, because I'm doing per cell, you can see it's exactly at the top of each cell or each bar. But if you go by entire table, your average line comes here, which is in the mid of all three bars, somewhere average, about, it could be around 95k or something like that, right? Let's see how it is, I mean how much it is. Average computation value, okay, it's 95,466. So these are the different labels, values for the label that what you want to show. None means it will not show anything. Value, it's going to show exactly value. Computation, what type of calculation you are using, or custom will give you option to define what you want to show. So these are the different labels for your line. If you wish to format, how you want to show, how want your line to appear. Fill below, you can color the areas above or below the line. So that type of formatting you can do here. You can put your target, I was talking about third measure, right? You can put your target onto this line and say, okay, for each per cell my target was this, and where these are doing right now. Band will exactly work similar to line. Line has no range, but in case of band you will have range, what you want to put into minimum and what you want to put into maximum. So likewise, like sum, minimum maybe you want to define as some value here, let's say constant. What's the value? Okay, this is the value as constant. Right. This is that list. Right. Correct. No. Okay, for reference line bar, I'll just let me just cancel everything. So on axis, you need to click right. Okay, right now I already have reference line. That's why you are getting three options. Let me remove it. What happens if you are on a scratch, chart here? There is no reference line. We need to come to this axis, right click, add reference line. Then you will get this pop-up. And over here you can define your properties, right? So right now it is only profit here because in this chart I am using only profit. Let me drag some other measure also. Let me put sales maybe on details, and then I'll add reference line. So if you go here and you can see sales also in the list. There was no change in the chart, but you got an option of sales also. Now you can put sales over there too, right? So this is how you can add other measures into your chart. Okay, now little more about it. Okay, I was about to talk about band. So in band, basically you have option to define minimum and maximum. So like average, if you define as from, and 2 will be, let's say you want to define again average, what it would. Okay, if you select both thing as average, it's going to show the same value. It's no difference between line and in this situation. Let me put minimum or maximum, or average and maximum. That would be better. And computation I don't want to show. Maybe I would like to show the value itself. And line, if you wish, you can show like this or similar color over there. So in this scenario, if you see, if you share this chart with somebody, you can say that okay, my average was 95 and the maximum value was 145, right? And yes, somebody was speaking. Yeah, sure, if you wish. Yeah, sure. Let me stop sharing. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah. We can't see your screen yet. Yeah, correct. Right. Right. So you are showing minimum, average and maximum, right? And now, yeah, so what is the next thing you want to put percentage here? Mhm. Okay, so for that you just change that computation to value. Mhm. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it just mhm. Yeah, that is correct. So in order to just change this maximum, minimum and average to percentage, you just change that computation to value. That is one change. Another thing you are yeah, another thing is like you are showing everything on the complete table right now. So for overall data this is fine. If you wish to show it for maybe individual category, then you will change it to cell. That's the only change you will do. Hmm. Mhm. Okay, and you can format. Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So this looks good to me. Yeah. Yep. All right. Okay. All right. So let me share it back. Okay. So I think yeah, it was good. So uh, I mean, if you guys have any specific question related to this, you can feel free to ask anytime. Right. Okay. So you already added band, right? Similarly, we can go ahead and add distribution also. So distribution is basically like you want to show, again it's similar to band, but you want to show in the percentage, percentile, or those different calculations will be involved here. Okay, I have percentage, percentile, quantiles and standard deviation. What is quantiles? Anybody from the group? What is quantiles and where do we use it? Or let me ask another question. What is median? Median of a data. Mhm. So is there any yeah, is there any relation between quintiles and median? Okay, so let me open. Okay, not here. Why I'm asking these questions, because if you are going to put box plot, right, these concepts should be very clear. uh, Median, mean, mode and quintiles. So basically if you divide your data into 4 clusters depending on the value, right, let me not get you confused by calling it cluster. Let me call it just let's say you are going to divide your data into 4 portion. Means first of all you sort your data by value and then divide into 4 segments. So what will happen, like first 25% of observations will fall into quintiles 1, right? next 25% of values will fall into quintiles 2. So as soon as you will add quintile 1 and quintile 2, you will get exact 50% of your data observation. And the value which will be maximum at that time, that will be nothing but median. It will be the center point of your data. Right? You can see, I clicked here on the drop down, it shows 10 here. Quintiles and 10. Quintiles means always 4 segments, but number of tiles it says, it's not saying number of quintiles. It says number of tiles, means by default it is 4. Quintiles will start from 4 only, but you have option to divide your data into more segments also. But if you will talk about quintiles, median, then it will be 4. Your data, 100% data should fall within 4 quintiles. And median will always be the center point, which includes, which has 50% of observations below it and 50% of observations or data elements above it. Okay, what is standard deviation? Anyone? Kori, Shaira, Dashri, Ramu. Yeah, what's the standard deviation? Right. Or for a particular observation, what is the distance from the central tendency, or I would say from median to that data observation. Yeah, but your sentence is in one sentence it depicts everything. So deviation between the different data observation. So it basically, the reference line gives you opportunity to plot any of these measures here, calculations here per cell. So if it is percentage, you can define this percentage 60, 80, 90, whatever percentage you want to show. Percentile, quintiles, standard deviation, that you can plot. Let me select percentages, and I can go ahead and change it to value. It's going to tell me the value at that particular level. Maybe I can change the format, and more color, would like to have the same color, and yes. So you can have different calculations using these reference lines into your original visualization. So we covered line, band and distribution so far, right? You have a different other option, fill above, below, depending on the metric you get, options. So that would be, once you'll start using it, it would be very clear. For that, yeah, though some statistics information knowledge is required, but you can, depending on the requirement and knowledge, you can start using it. Boxplot I will not cover from here. I'll cover it from the show me option. So except Boxplot, do we have any other question here related to line, band and distribution? Okay, so let me move ahead. Now regarding Boxplot, so before we go ahead and start creating Boxplot, you have option here, creating a Boxplot. Generally it is known as box and whiskers plot, people call it Boxplot. But what it depicts, anybody can tell me what it shows in the data? Or if I go ahead and follow my image, what I sent, okay, it doesn't have Boxplot. Yeah, it doesn't have. Okay, I'll find another one and will share with you that will include Boxplot. But any idea about Boxplot, that what it's going to show? Anyone from the group? You can look here. It says for box and whiskers plot you need 0 or more dimensions, minimum 1 measure. Okay, so likewise, I mean, I was talking about these quintiles, right? Like each data will have 4 quintiles and all of your observations will be, you know, distributed or will come under that quintiles, basically those 4 quintiles. Now what happens, it shows the distribution of your observations within 4 quintiles. So box and box plot also depicts the same. How we can create it? Let's see. What I'm going to do is I'll take one measure. Let's take quantity, maybe, sorry, sales or quantity. It says one measure. I'll take quantity right now and we'll take one dimension. So one dimension, one measure. If I click on it, it's going to create one box plot. Now if you just put your mouse into this, what it says, upper whisker, upper hinge, median, lower hinge, lower whisker. So what I was telling when I talked about median, that it basically divides your data into 2 equal portions. Basically the point where your median comes, it basically divides your all observation into 50-50 ratio. So the minimum value will be the lower whisker, maximum value will be at upper whisker, and this distance between lower whisker and lower hinge is called first quartile. This is your quantity. Okay, it shows that's your median, distance between the center of your hinge and the distance between your lower hinge and this dot median is called second quartile. From median to this place is the third quartile, and then from here till here it's your fourth quartile. Sometimes if you plot your box and box plot based out of your data, you will find some observations are going beyond these whiskers. Any value which is going beyond these whiskers will be known as outlier. And in our analysis, generally we exclude outliers, because outliers can make your data biased. What happens, like let's say if you start talking about, maybe I can just take an example here. Let's say you start doing analysis of salary of 10 people. Now 9 people are working on similar grade and one person is maybe CEO of a company, right? And if you start doing analysis of that population, what will happen? CEO's salary will be quite high with comparison with other people. So in that case, if you include CEO's salary with other 9 people, you will not get real you will not be able to do real analysis. The reason being, because of CEO's salary, because it is quite high, the data elements may be average and all, it will be biased. You will not get the correct value. If you exclude that, and then if you do the analysis on your population for 9 people, you will get most accurate numbers. So that's the reason we need to exclude outliers from your data. Now right now it doesn't show any outlier, and there is no observation beyond these lower and upper whisker. So that's one. I mean, it has created a single box plot. Now you have opportunity to create multiple box plots in one chart. You can add columns here likewise. So for each year it shows your different observations and your median, and in each case, I mean, your median is going towards the lower whisker, right? So I clicked on show me option, right? Okay, I just cleaned it. Yeah, see, if you look here, it tells in order to create your box and whisker plot, you need to have 0 or more dimensions, minimum one measure which is required, right? So what I did in my case, I selected one measure and one dimension as category. It was enabled. I clicked on it, it created that box plot for me, right? It's for overall, it's for overall data right now. I have an opportunity, or I have option to add other measures or dimensions into the view and customize this as per my analysis or what I want to do. I can go ahead and show labels and all that feature you can follow as you do for your regular charts. Yeah. So it shows the distribution of your data, and it shows different quartiles, median location, minimum, maximum of your data elements, your population, right? So any question here? Okay, if no questions, let me move here. Boxplot. All right. Okay, while exploring this option here in marks, most of the time we have been using automatic. We can change our data into bar, line, area, square, circle, text, map, pie, Gantt chart, polygon, and density. Right, these are different options. You can use any of these depending on your data element. I'm going to talk about shapes right now. Okay, once you are on shape, it gives these shapes by default. Have you ever came across a situation wherein, or you might have seen different dashboards wherein people use different images which generally Tableau doesn't provide? How can you take those images from outside and put into your dashboard? Have you seen any option so far? Or anybody tried importing outside images into Tableau? Okay, yeah, so I mean, you can see, like, if you click even on more shapes, you get only these options, which has default one, then you have same icons but filled, then arrows, bugs, KPIs, and all these things. But if I need to create my own collection, image collection, what I can do is, you will have to go to your Tableau repository folder. I discussed about the Tableau repository folder on the very first day. So you need to go to Documents, Tableau repository, and then you get Shapes folder here. Right? It has exactly same values what you got while clicking here. Sorry, not here. On Shapes, what you got, more shapes, these values: default, filled, arrow, bars, bug tracking, and all. It has the same bug tracking, gender, KPI, proportions, ratings, and if you click on it, you will find those images here itself. I'll go to view. Yeah, you can see that. So in case you need to maybe create your own collection, what you can do is, you can go ahead and create a new folder here, and you can call it whatever you want. You can create n number of folders here. So I'll say my collection, and let me put some images. Okay, I don't have. Okay, I don't have any image here, but let me show you that how it looks like. So once you added a folder and put images in that, you can just go ahead and click on more shapes, reload shapes. You will start getting your folder. Okay, it didn't come yet. Fine. So okay, let me put some image here. I think unless you will not put any image, it will not come. So documents, shapes, my collection. I'll just borrow some images from this place. Let me put 4 images from here into my collection. The requirement is I would like to see this folder in the list. If you get it, it would be clear. So I just put it into my collection folder, and I'll go ahead and click on it. I still don't see my collection. No, it's still not there. Reload my collection. It's there now, and in that we just put 4 images copied from arrows. From here I copied 4 images and put it into my collection. So you can see the my collection drop down, and you have those images in the list. Right? You can copy any image, company logos, and put it into the Tableau repository, and once you put it there, you will be able to use them into your dashboard. Right, so is it clear, or do we need any other I simply copy pasted. I just copied. Correct. Right. So one thing I noticed here, I mean, until unless in your folder, if you don't have any image, it doesn't come there. So uh, so this folder, my Tableau repository, this folder, yeah, it gets created whenever you install Tableau on your machine. Right. All right. So we were able to get it, but how to use these shapes? I mean, we have not talked about it, right? Shapes we have not used anywhere so far, or did we use it? Okay, no worries. Ah, okay. So let's go back to the scatter one, and we'll just see here. So in the scatter plot, I mean, you saw like you have all the products, or if I go to second scatter plot, let me remove this cluster here, it was making this strange. Okay, so in this one you can see like all of your sizes icons which got created are circle, right? It's automatic and Tableau is taking them as circle. In case you want to define an unique icon or unique shape here for your categories, because it is subcategory, maybe for each subcategory you want to define a unique shape, what you can do is you can drag the same field onto shapes, yeah, and it's going to assign a specific shape to your each category. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Come again, you want same for? Mhm. Right, right. Okay, so for that, first thing I'll just remove it from here, it gone back to circle. I'll go ahead and select star. No, it was automatic, right? It has automatically taken circle. You can change it to whichever icon you want, it'll change that. Similarly, hmm, okay, no, let me just try that. You want to give a color to subcategory also, right? N- okay, yeah. Now I remember, I mean, creating one dashboard when I was there. It was related to HR, and in that we had similar kind of thing. We uploaded images of, we wanted to show total male and female employees. So for that we had, we inserted images into shapes. One for, we can use the given gender images, right? We have male female here. So basis this we can show the count. For example, let me show you here into another one. I'll just create one dual Excel chart, right? This is the place where you can put your creativity into the Tableau and do data visualization. So what I would do, you remember yesterday I created one dummy calculated field, called it as 1. We can put it into and make it as, yeah, we created it for donut, right? When we created from pie to donut. So, yeah, right. So I just created these two things here. Now what I'll do, okay, average one, I'm going to define as and this other thing also I'm going to define it as this. And what happens if I drop it here? Okay, okay, nothing is happening on this sheet. Just let me clean everything. Okay, not sure what happened. It was not okay, I got it. Okay, let me do Control Z if I can. Okay, here now we can see it. Fine, let me start. Two things, I'll make it average. Same goes with this, I'll make it average. And what I said that I'm going to define shapes for it. So for this I'm going to tell it as maybe male, apply, and for this I'm going to select this is one of the dashboards or which I worked on it, so I'm trying to just replicate similar kind of thing. Well, make it dual axis. Okay, let me increase. Okay, so let me talk about the scenario. What I did, basis the population of male and female employees, you can simply have those icons here, and you can just drag out the count related to that, and then you can show through this icon. You can show that how many females are there, male employees are there, and how many uh, female employees are there in the organization. So that kind of showcase you can do in your dashboard. And with that, if you get to upload transparent images, through that you can show using dual axis chart. You can show that, okay, this complete icon is like this, but it is half filled. That kind of interactivity you can put into Tableau. You can say, okay, there are total 100 male employees, but today only 99 or let's say 95 were present. So for a particular day you can show like this is the complete 100, but out of this only 95% filled icon. So that kind of interactivity you can put into dashboards. But for that I need transparent only border for male and female icons. Maybe you're trying to visualize, right, what I'm trying to explain here? Yeah, thanks for understanding. I mean, if I had those images I could have shown that, but yes, right now you can see like it shows the numbers, so that is achievable. We created in one of the HR dashboards. So that's one. Now just one more thing here I wanted to show. You must have heard a lot about word cloud or cloud map. Not cloud map, basically word cloud map. Yeah, so that you can create in Tableau. And for that, so let's say I want to show here, let's say which products have maximum sale. It could be one of the example, right? So that we can show here how I can drag my product name onto text first thing. As soon as I do that, I will see all my products here. But you saw like there were 9,000 products. So showing a word cloud based out of this will be very, very clumsy. Let me put it onto the size. Nope. I'll select text here. Yeah, there are huge numbers. It won't look good. It will be very, very, very dense. I'll just wait for it to settle. Otherwise we can use some other field which has less values. Okay, not good for dashboards, not good at all. Okay, now let's do one thing. So the thing which we have not, I think, seen so far, I'll put one more filter here, regions. Show filter. And I'll change. Okay, I think we need to take some other field. It's taking a lot of time. Okay, scenarios like this, I mean, you might say there are only 9,000 rows, but this system is quite slow. So it if you're working on desktop, it's live connection, number one, it can impact. Number two, the kind of operation you're using, and then it depends on the system memory as well. So all these factors will impact the functionality of dashboard, or maybe the visualization which you're working on. So you need to make sure that what you are using is most appropriate. Here, I mean, for each operations it is loading right now, so this is not good. It really needs good optimization. Okay, I mean, I selected only one region, but still huge values are there. So let me just remove this, and I'll put one filter here. First of all, subcategory. Let me apply this filter. Use all, show quick filters over here. Okay, I'll follow my those filter options, only relevant values. Over here I have done single value, and then again now I'll put let's say, okay, let me make it again single value. This might leave a small impact. Okay, here we go. So what is happening, I have applied two filters. One is on the region and another is on subcategory. So what is happening, first of all, basis region, it will filter out the data, and then it filters out my data basis the subcategory what I'm selecting. Now what I did, I just put sales amount onto the size, so it gives me that which product has, I mean, size is according to the sales price of that particular product. Wherever you see the small size, which means it has a small price. If it is big font, which means it has a big amount of sales, right? You can put color as well. So maybe if you want to use the same dimension, same measure as sales for color, you can do that. If you wish, you can put profit onto the color, and you will see your word cloud like this. Right, it has huge values. That's what it looks very crowdy. I'll take some other field and show it again. So in one of the dashboards, like I was working on with customer satisfaction, and over there customers mention a lot of pain areas, like which are the areas most of the customers are facing. So from the NPS data I got that those keywords, and I plotted them here in the word cloud. So depending on size and occurrences, basically occurrences I put into the size. So what happened, whichever word has the maximum size means that most of the customers have reported with the same problem. So that's another use case which you can use word cloud for. Over here, this is one I have put it for the product. Again what we can do is, because we have all the order records, now we can represent that which state has the maximum sales. We can create a word cloud with the state names, and we can say, okay, this particular state has maximum sales. So we can put it sales into the text, and then sales amount onto the size, and accordingly color. You can define the scale for color. If it is negative, red. If it is positive, green. So I'll be doing that. Let it settle once. This time it's taking too much of time. Let me cancel. Again, it will take similar time to cancel. Okay, meanwhile it is cancelling. Can you visualize some other use cases of word cloud in the real life? Anyone? You can suggest few use cases. No. Word cloud map. What are the use cases? I mean, where else you can show? Yeah. Yeah, sure. We can. Mhm. Exactly. For customer satisfaction or NPS data, I mean, if you're working on, I think that is the best use case you can have. Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure what's wrong here. Oops. Yeah, after finishing this word cloud, I think we'll take that break. Right, just give me 10 more minutes. We can. Yep, I think I need to close it. I hope I should be able to recover it because I have not saved. So okay, fine. So I think we have this, and then the place where we started working on word cloud. So I'll save it again. Fine. Okay, I'll choose the another use case what we were talking about. Maybe state. I'll take state and put it onto the cloud. Sorry, text. And here you can see, yes. So this basically shows I have still, size is on sales, and profit we can put it on color. So you can see, right, like which state has maximum sales but negative profit is Texas. Here it has maximum sales but negative profit. Second one is Illinois. It has negative profit, but compared to Texas it is about 50% sales, less than 50%. Similarly, this one is Michigan. Michigan has profit around 24k, but sales is of only 76k. So that is how you can go ahead and using filters you can have different views for your word cloud, right? So that's one. And okay, yeah, fine. Basically we wanted to just create this view. With product it was very slow. I'll give it a try. I'll just create one data extract here, and then I'll try with the okay, it's data extract now. I'll remove state and we'll put product name again. Okay, if it works, well and good, otherwise we can go for break. I'm just expecting it to be little fast than original situation, because I have created extract now. Okay. Earlier we had region and subcategory, 2 columns, so 2 dimensions. I will add that into filter, use all, apply. Show filter, and it was dependent based out of relevant values only. Okay, very good. And I'll make it again. Okay, fine. So you can see, like, when I was on live connection, it was taking a lot of time, but once we have set up here, we have taken created extract, the same functionality, at least it is working fine now. You can change the region, and depending on your subcategory, with those records only, it looks quite faster. It's not, it doesn't hang like earlier it did within the live connection. So it's preferably better to create extract when you're working with huge data. At least some speed will be fast, and you can create visualization, whatever you want to create, right? So that's fine. We are so far so good. We'll save this word cloud here, and we'll go for break. And I think post break, once we meet, we'll focus on dashboards, like how the different charts we have created will put it into one dashboard, and how can we interact within multiple sheets, right? So before we drop, any questions so far on word cloud? Okay, yeah, all right then. Yeah, so thanks everyone. We'll meet after 20 minutes. Okay. Yeah. whatever sheet I want to select here. So it could be like these are the nothing but the sheet names what I have in my workbook. So except word cloud, that is disabled because I am on word cloud already. So word cloud is disabled. Apart from that, all other sheets are enabled. So what I'll do, I'll just enable it for sales by year, Scatterplot, maybe R lines, and custom table color, and I'll say OK. So if I go to those individual sheets, you will see that filter has been applied here. Scatterplot, sales by year. So you can see that has been applied here. Though I can't see that control wherein I can go ahead and select, but that filter has been applied here. Now, for an example, if I come here and I select central region, right, you will see data is changing onto the sheets where I have applied filter. You can see it's coming like this now. It got changed. So which means with one filter from one sheet, I'm able to apply that filter on other sheets as well. That is one of the use of filter. Now what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and create one dashboard. Okay, before getting into dashboard and details, you can see like as soon as I clicked on this dashboard icon, I have the dashboard tab here. It says default, you have phone, and I believe you will have more options here. Device preview. So over here, these are the different desktop sizes for which you are going to create a dashboard. It's for desktop. If you select tablet, it's going to give you these many screen sizes which are standard right now. If you select phone, it's going to give you these many screen sizes for different phones, standard phones. It is what when you want to create dashboard specific to a device. Otherwise, you can go ahead and create a generic one which will be auto adjust basis the device which you open it on. I mean that again, I would say like that will not work 100% on all the devices. I mean it will work, but the view will be clumsy, or you will not get it in a better format, but it will work on all the devices. So in order to if you want to create it for any specific device, you can definitely follow this route. You can go ahead and select that device and screen size, but you can follow default, which generally we do. So in the default one, it will come like this, and further to that, I mean if you want to change the size of your dashboard, you can follow this one, automatic or a specific size, fixed size, or you want to define a range of your height and width, you can do that. So when I work, generally I follow this one, basically the range, and in range I take it 1300, and height I generally take 800. That fits well in case of desktop or laptop. So this way you can go, or maybe you can follow the previous one, not range, automatic. That will also suffice whatever you are going to use. So let's start. All the sheets which I have in my workbook so far, they'll appear here, and I can start and drag them down. Another option, under objects you will have horizontal, web page, vertical, blank, text, button, image, extension, tiled, and floating view. So tiled view, basically if you drag any sheet here, it's tiled. Tiled, basically what it's going to do is whatever sheet you fetch in, they will automatically adjust and cover the complete area on the page. right? I don't see any other area. Automatically it is covered in this dashboard. But if you select float, I'll select floating and then I'll drag, so you can see what is happening. It's not covering the complete area automatically. It's giving me option to adjust wherever I want to put a particular object into the dashboard. Now, I mean, different people can have different thoughts here. Which one is the best approach, tiled or floating? But if you ask me, I prefer floating approach, because in dashboard it's a rare scenario when you are going to put 1 or 2 sheets. I have worked on the dashboards when we have put more than 10 sheets, and in that case it becomes very important that at what place you are going to put which sheet and how you adjust between other sheets. So that's why I prefer floating, because I can adjust, though it takes more time and more effort, but I can design my dashboard as per my requirement. So it's up to you, whichever you want to use. So okay, another thing is here, show the dashboard title. So you can set one dashboard title here. If everything is tiled, so yeah, somebody want to say something? Okay, yeah, sure. So let me remove everything here, and first of all we'll try to so dashboard title is there, and then I'll just drag. Okay, we have not created any pie chart today. Fine, I just took word cloud. Let me take this custom table. Box plots are there. I would like to put them here in the bottom, and then scatter plot. If you wish, you can take one of the scatter plot here, and just beside it I would like to put another scatter plot. Right now, this is one of the views. We just dragged multiple objects, and you can go ahead and put these legends from this place to wherever you want. Now what happens, see, right now it is tiled view. Putting these legends and scales will be very difficult, because you need to just put and fit it somewhere. It's going to be a little difficult. So that is why I prefer floating nature of these objects, and what I do, I can just drag them and put it wherever I want. Now for example, in this situation, what I'll do, I don't want to show the title for this legend. Only the thing matters for user is the color and what color they are for. But in this situation, BGR, I don't think user will do anything with these codes. For showing purpose, I'll go ahead and arrange it into single row and put it at the top of my chart. Okay, here we go, and I'll not select any border for it. Had it been some other names, you could have shown it like this. Border for these objects does matter. So for example, right now on this word cloud, if you wish, you can go ahead and edit, format your title. How can you do that? I've just hide that. Other way would be go ahead, title, double click on it, change font and all how you want, do bold if you wish to, apply. If you want to change the background color for your title, you can do that. And format title will give you option to change the background color for your title. Not this color. Okay, if you wish to apply border to it, here we go. Caption, shading, okay. And this area it is not coming right now. What I will do for this, I'll go ahead and go to fit option on that particular sheet and fit, and then I will say entire view. It's going to show me my word cloud in the entire control. Same goes with this. I'll format my title. If you don't want to show title, don't show it. We'll move it little up, and for this also I will do fit entire view. Right, for third one, Boxplot, I'll remove fill, and for this object let me give format, and over here I can define border for this control itself. So shading we have, font we have, fine, no, go to sheet, and over here I'll say format borders, and put border for my maybe complete. Okay, I need it for sheet only, so here we go, cell, pane and header. Okay, so it's little light color here. We'll select top, Okay, so if I go back to dashboard, it will appear like this. Something is missing here. I mean, one row I can't see. This one. Okay, format. Okay, actually this was the view I wanted to create, a complete border for my visualization, and the same thing will appear here on the dashboard. Believe me, this is the most time taking portion when you work on dashboard and format. So this place here, okay, same thing will do. We'll go ahead and apply some formatting. I'll just do it for this sheet and then we'll continue with the next. Okay, rows, columns, so we're good. We'll go to grid, access rules. Not this one, I don't want grid. 0 lines, maybe I would like to see this. Okay, yeah, fine, I think this is fine. I can hide my headers. No, it doesn't look good. 0 lines I would remove. Okay, wonderful. So going back to dashboard, you'll see it like this. For title, let's make it small, maybe 10, bold, italic, or whatever you want to make. You can, right now it is directly coming from sheet name. If you wish, you can drive the title name with help of parameter, or you can put something as per your wish. So I'll put Scatterplot. That's I did. Same thing here. I'll just remove this, and you can have another sheet formatted. Over here also I would like to move them into floating so that I can make some space for dashboard. This one can be in floating, and I would like to put it wherever I want. Basically the filter, maybe I can put it at the top somewhere. Same goes with category. I would like to change it into floating first of all, so that I can put it wherever I want without putting into float. Yeah, please go ahead. You will be able to do only formatting related changes in dashboard. Any change related to measure, dimension, data value, that you need to go to that individual sheet and do it. No, it will automatically appear here. Okay, so far I just adjusted couple of sheets here. Now I would like to talk about some other functionality once you have put couple of sheets into dashboard. So one thing is, like, I will change filter, but you just saw like it is getting impacted to only how many sheets. I don't see it impacting much. Okay, it's impacting my cross table, word cloud, and this is Scatterplot only. So keeping that thing in mind, we need to whatever objects we drag in dashboard, at least we should try to put filters which are impacting all the sheets. So for that I'll go ahead again and click over here so that I can change it. So first of all, Scatterplot fine, Boxplot fine, and word cloud it was already selected. So I think I'll be good now. If I make changes here, it's impacting everything. You might notice that over here some of the numbers are not appearing. Correct? What could be the possible reason? I just no. So you can see, right, I have just went into the full screen version, right, view, and you can see those numbers now, right? So these type of challenges will come in picture for sure. What you need to do is you need to go to this individual sheet, following this icon, go to sheet and work with the font size here. Font size is creating problem. So on labels, click on font size. You need to reduce this. Maybe 8 will be fine. Go back to dashboard and you will be able to see some of the numbers now. Right, but still, I mean, few places it is still the same, so we need to work a bit more with it. I remember for last this one the size was like this. Then for these I'll again go ahead and increase this reduce the size bit. Okay, font we can reduce further. We did it 8. I'll do it 7 now. It's very small, but let's go and see in the dashboard. Okay, now it appears for everything. Correct? Okay, so we'll look into filters again. Let's see whether it's changing everything or not. Okay, so all my filters are changing. Same goes with this filter. I'll have to make this filter to be applicable to other sheets. So Scatterplot, Boxplot, and custom table. See the beauty of this filters. I mean, if you are on dashboard, it shows only those sheets which we have dragged into this dashboard. In overall workbook we have many worksheets. It's not showing everything, it's showing only those workbooks which are there in my dashboard. So you can simply say you cannot select this option. Basically you can select all on dashboard, and as soon as you do that, it will be applicable to all the sheets here. Now I selected art, I can select binder, right? And all. Okay, fine. So we are here now. Now I would like to select one particular subcategory, and then we'll see that what is the impact on other dashboards. So let's see. Let's say we'll select furnishings. Okay, now that's fine. I mean, we have this information here. Let me select all. I'm going back to all. Okay, there is one more feature related to filters. I'll follow from this sheet. You have this funnel icon here. If you select one component, you will get one funnel icon. Use as filter. On each sheet you will get it. Whichever sheet you select, you will get that funnel icon. So basically this funnel icon talks about, so far we were using filters which we added here, and we took it forward from our worksheets to the dashboard. But from the sheets which are on the dashboard, I want to utilize a particular sheet as a filter. You can use all of them, but if you wish to use any particular sheet as a filter, you just select this. Now you can see earlier it was just the shape, now it is completely showing in white color. Here it was just this is just a shape. If I select it, it will appear as in white color, which means this sheet has been enabled to use as a filter, right? But what is the impact of this functionality, right? So we'll talk about that impact. This was the sheet which I selected and marked it as filter. So I'll just wait for a moment. Okay, now out of this sheet, because we marked this sheet as a filter, I'll select one particular subcategory, right? So you will see, as soon as I have selected one value here, it has filtered out all other sheets for this particular value subcategory. So you can see the same number here in sales and profit, same number appears here, sales and profit, right? It shows related products here. If I select some other subcategory, it's going to filter it for others. Which category it is? Accessories. Accessories has many number of product, you can see. If I select phones, these are the different phones, related data and related sales, profit and quantity. If I select furnishings, similar. So for furnishings my profit is big negative. For this it's positive, and what it is, this is chairs, right? So you can see, like, you are using one sheet as a filter and you are able to filter it from on all the sheets in the dashboard. So not only like I selected one sheet as a filter, you can go ahead and mark on all of them, and whatever sheet you select, beyond whatever value you select, you can filter out all other sheets basis that value, right? Now my all sheets will behave as a filter, right? So I'll just double click on it. It will disable that filter, disable for just it will show the complete data once I double click on any particular selected value. Okay, so right now it is selected for chairs. I'll uncheck this. Okay, I'll select here. Okay, now this thing is product name. I'll select this one, right? So the same product here, it shows the 2017 and 18 box plot, one value here as binders, binding system. Okay, and total quantity, sales, profit. I can just double click on it or click on the same chart somewhere else. It will unfilter that. Similarly from word cloud, now this is the best time. I'll change that product name to state, word cloud. I'll go to the sheet, okay. I'll remove product name. Okay, I'll remove this product name from here and will bring state so that it will be first. Okay, so I just changed it from that individual sheet and came back to dashboard. That change is here. Now in Texas I want to see that what is happening. I just selected Texas. You can see all other thing. See, this is Scatterplot. Everything is going towards negative, means there is maximum negative profit in Texas. Michigan or other state, whatever you want to select, you can see that values. Now one thing, as we applied this option, use as filter. Okay, as I go to the next topic, so far it is clear. I mean, any question here? Okay, yeah, sure, let me stop. Yeah, I can now. Right. Entire view. Mm-hmm. Okay, go back to that screen. First of all, if you click on this full screen, that you can follow, number one, right? Another thing, just go back to this default phone, and below that you have size, right? Click on it. You can play with any of these options. So generic desktop, desktop, browser, all that. I mean, you can try these different options. Just select something. Mm-hmm. Okay, click on layout tab. Mm-hmm. You clicked on layout, right? Just click on back. Mm-hmm. Or you have back option here. Okay, I can't see that it is a full screen, but wait a minute. So you just clicked on layout only, right? No, I don't think it is. If you click on layout, you will see different other options. Do escape first of all. Mm-hmm. Okay, so try another option. If you go back to on your screen, if you see in the bottom right, there are few icons which you can see, right? Click on these options. Maybe try the last option first of all, last one, right? These are different views of your sheets, right? So from here right now it shows the dashboard, and you are not getting basically menu through which you were working on, right? Yeah, correct. So look into my view. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. This entire view, basically full screen, you are still not able to see. No. So go to make it automatic. Uh, at the place of full size, take it automatic. No, in the first drop down, fixed one. And so as soon as you click on layout, are you going directly to that view? I don't think so, right? Just click it once again on layout. Hmm. Yeah. um, Correct. So on this option, if you see, select dashboard 1, selected item, it shows you by default that thing, right? And you are not able to change anything. Only width and height is enabled. All other everything is disabled. Okay. And while dragging these objects into dashboard, have you taken it as floating or uh, tiled? Mhm. Mhm. Just select any particular objects on your dashboard. Okay. And make this entire view. Yeah, you can do that. So this full screen what you're selecting here, right, it there is some specification which is given with this full screen. It will be limited to that only. Automatic means irrespective of the device what you use, it will auto adjust on the screen which you are rendering on, right? Huh? Okay. All right. So Mhm. Yeah, it's a good start for this word cloud, I will say, because see, even in my case, word cloud, there were a lot of product that was frankly speaking, it's not giving good feel to me also. That's why I changed it to yeah, that's why I changed it to state in my case also. And we need to play with these legends and titles well. Hmm. Yeah. Right, but here you can see, right, your all states are coming in one side, then you are getting this discount, I think legend is there, and that area is not at all used. Mhm. Mhm. So anyone, I mean, on the group, anyone has any question related to what we are doing right now, or so far, sheet as a filter, whatever we have seen, if you have any question, you can feel free to ask. We can do it right away, uh, on Ankit's machine or on mine. Hmm. Okay, if you go to this individual sheet, over there you need to increase it. No. So basically what happens whenever you drag any field here, right? If you hover your mouse nearby this pie chart, you will see some arrow getting changed. So you need to increase that pie area. Yeah, correct. Similarly for width also, sorry, height also. Actually, yeah, from there, I mean, the way you have increased width, you will see, using your mouse hover, you can see the line for height as well. Mhm. For filter you will get, I mean, for this objects on here, you will not get that. Filter, parameter, all, or for all that you will get that option. Okay, if you want I can show it on my screen, and yeah, sure. So let me go ahead and share, and that will give me opportunity to create few better charts for my dashboard. So let me go ahead and do that. This was my dashboard, and really I'm missing pie charts here on my dashboard. Map chart I'm missing, trend I'm missing, right? There are many charts which I generally put on dashboard, they are not there here. So we'll be creating those charts and put one by one. Right, so basically, if you want we can put pie, or directly I would like to put donut, as I mentioned yesterday, that looked better. I'll take it, two things here, one average, another average. I'll convert all into pie, and then I'll sales. Let's talk about sales. So we'll drag sales onto one on labels, and then I'll drag, let's say, product category. Okay, we'll do it like this, and for angle I'll put count of category. Here we go, and then I'll make it as dual axis. I'll select this one, decrease the size, or I can first of all go ahead and here we go, will increase width first of all, and now I'll make it dual axis. and for this one I'll decrease the size. Oh, what I did, I increased the size. I need to decrease it, and then I'll make axes as synchronize. And another thing I would like to do here, the color would be white. Fine, one chart I got created. I'll just put year here so that I can show, okay, in different years, in different categories, what's my sale. With that I can add profit to, sorry, not on this one, I need to add profit into this place. Fine, and on mouse hover I would know what my category is all about. So count of category is good, average is not good here. Year, I don't think it's fine, but yeah, we can show that. Count of category, okay, count of category, let me remove that. Okay, fair enough. My first chart, I'll name it. See, now naming purpose also, what we can do is, right now I'm showing in title you are getting directly this name, sheet 10. If you wish, you can have name coming from your parameter also. If you go to edit title, insert a parameter, like these are the some values which we have right now, but if you have a parameter, that will also appear here, and you can make your dynamic name for sheet, right? I think today we have not created any parameter, so that's why in this sheet we don't have any parameter. But if you want to give a dynamic name to some sheet, that you can do basis the filter selection, parameter selection. You can change the name of your sheet, so that possibility is there. I'll make it bold, maybe 8. Here we go. Sorry, I'll give a name. Would like to put it as summary by year, and okay, let's keep it year only. I'll hide these axes, would not show here. You can see, like on this chart right now, there is a lot of space in the bottom which is not used, right? In order to handle this well, I'll go ahead into edit axis, and over here I'll put fix, and from there, because it was taking average as 1, I might, okay, it's gone somewhere. Let me put 0.5, no change. 0 to 1, it takes there. Okay, so 0.15, no, 0.5. Okay, right now it comes in center, so 0.5. I'm starting my axis from 0.5, and the maximum what I have taken is 1.5, so it comes into center. Now I can have show and we'll go back to my dashboard. Floating, what I like to do here, I'll move this somewhere else. Okay, floating, because these objects were not floating, that's why this is the challenge what I'm getting now. I'll make everything as floating. For some time you will see everything got jumbled up here. Well, floating, select all. Feature I don't think is here. Okay, another thing, right now the delete container, these things also I'll move down. So I'm going to tell you my approach, what exactly I do. So far I just for demo purpose I took everything in tiled format and we went ahead. So in my scenario I simply first of all show one dashboard title, fine. Another thing, size I will not take automatic, I will take fixed size, and for that, as I mentioned earlier, that I take 1300 for width because it fits well in desktop and the laptop. And this one you can play with. Height you can increase because people can scroll on page, so I can go up to 1000. Right, so now you can see that I got some area to scroll further. It's there. For this I can format my title. I have color for my title, maybe background I would like to put something blue. Not this blue. Oh, no, it's not for everything. I just wanted to put it for title. Dashboard title, shading, and in that case the font size I would like to take white. Okay, that could be my title. Then here let me drag. Okay, now you can see here if I go to full screen, the title is still not of my exact width which I have given. The width which I have given is of 1300. So for that I'll select this component and increase the width for it, and that you can increase from going to layout. Layout, if you select, you will see width of this component is only 1284. It's not 1300. So because it is floating, you can convert into floating and then you can increase the width as you want. So I'll start it from maybe 5. Y I will take, let's say 10, so that it will be always on top. Oh, I think something else was selected there. I'll select my component, 5, 10, width as I said 1300. Let's put it 1280, not 80. We'll put 1290 so that we can have margin of 5 in both side. Height, that's fine, I'm good with that. Okay, Now another thing, like the another chart which we had on dashboard, I will have sales by summary by year. We got it here, it's already in floating. In order to make it clean, you, if you wish, you can hide labels and just show it on a mouse hover. Okay, another thing what you can plan here, because right now we have only two filters, so we can keep area for filters at the top itself. I will, it's floating, fine, I'll put it here. Okay, another chart I would like to add here, maybe map, which I don't have so far. So state, country, it was already there, profit, and we'll drag sales, and we'll put one more filter here. Let's call that region, show filter. Here we go. So we'll add this map into dashboard, we'll put it right here. This I don't need. Region, I can change it into single value drop down or multi value drop down, and we can put it beside regions. Okay, region is already there, fine. Okay, this map, I don't think map needs a title, it's understood, self-explanatory, will not show any title here. If we have more filters, we can put it at the top of it, or we can manage this. Generally I keep cross tables in the bottom. Okay, so height for this component, if you go to layout, you will see starts from, for this component, my y is 343 and width is 433, height is 283. Similarly for this component, what I would do, it should start from the same height. So it was 433, I'll do it, sorry, 3, let me check it again, it's 343. So I'll say 343, it will start from same height, and then the height of this object is 283. I'll make it same, 283. Fine, same goes with this. So 343 and 283. So that's this. Okay, I'll go ahead and put borders into it, because that doesn't look good, because right now there is no border on it. For word cloud we have title with background, so make it similar. We can have title background. If you wish, you can give same, or if you don't want, you can have something else. But here we had text. I'll make it white and put it bold. Apply. Here we go. And for this one, I think we just clicked and said don't show title, or we have not put anything, it seems. Okay, yeah, we have not put anything. Let me put Boxplot. We'll make it center. I believe I take it 12, bold. Okay, and the font will be white. Apply. Format title, shading, we can take the same. Now the size height got changed for it. Going back to layout, it was height was 283. I'll put it. For this it was 283. Now for this also okay. X is different. No, so X is also fine. I think they are same right now. Okay, fair enough. I'll go ahead and increase size of my cross table. Border, that's what I'm missing here. Okay, now one more chart here, maybe trend line will help me out. Okay, one thing is still missing here, border for my overall dashboard as well as a few components. So format, we'll go to here. Okay, for this okay, so far so good. So we have, we are at this position wherein we have created border for most of our components, and height here is 212. I'll put it also 1212. Starting from 123, this will also be 123. Okay, and okay, I kept legend at the top here. There was one basic concept. See, throughout your dashboard, when you use multiple colors, the legend color should be same for each chart. I mean, it should not happen like for one chart and furniture you gave blue, and for other chart and furniture you are giving some other color. You should use the same color across your dashboard for one particular component. So you need to keep in mind while creating the dashboards those things like color specification, font. You should use the font as per your organization specification or branding guidelines. If there are multiple filters that you can use here. Now I'll again go to this filter and say apply to, maybe apply using apply to all sheets here. Okay, and I'll go ahead and use all the sheets as their as a filter. Okay, one last thing, I'm going to put one border for dashboard. So for that I'll just go to format, dashboard, and here border none. I'll say border and apply some color to it. It's okay, that was for dashboard title only. Workbook title, no. Shading, no. Dashboard shading, no. Alignment. Okay, that is for your title. Okay, no worries. So I'll just go in full screen, and this is how, majorly what I keep. First layer on your dashboard should have only summary data. Then second layer I put some granular details, and if you have raw data or huge data in terms of cross table and all, that I put into the third layer or the last component on the dashboard. Though I'm using each sheet as a filter, so for example, if I select a particular state called Texas, my all other objects which will get filtered for the same, whether it is trending, whether it is my cross table, Boxplot, Scatterplot, my by year and this category summary, everything gets filtered for the same. Likewise, if you want to select it for some other state, you can anytime follow, and if you want to uncheck that filter, just double click on it. It will be removed. With that, going back, because I have applied state in the word cloud as well. So let's say you want to filter it for two states. One is for California, and maybe I want to select Texas together. So using control, you can select two components from one chart using control. So that is what I just did here. Now another thing here, because my filters are applied on each sheet, so what would happen, likewise I have applied filter on Texas. I go ahead and select office supplies in 2018. So what would happen, these two filters will be applicable, like number 1 Texas and number 2 office supplies and 2018 in all the sheets. So not to get confused, right now you are getting data of only 2018, office supplies and Texas. As many objects you select, like if I select appliances here, 3 filters are applicable, and it's only appliances data in all the charts. So while navigating between one component to another, we need to be very sure that what order we are selecting those filters and how many values or components have been selected in dashboard. Until unless you don't double click or maybe click it again the same component, it will not unselect, it will keep active, or you need to double click on the same object somewhere else. Right, so I saw like from a long time there was a huge silence. So any comments here so far? All right. Thank you. But yes, as I said, that this is the time which is most time consuming. Dragging and dropping measures, dimensions on particular workbook will be easy, but once you put everything together here on dashboard, it's gonna take time, right? So far I specifically, directly selected every sheet as filter. Do we know what happened in backend? How this filter got applicable on each sheet? Any idea? How, if I'm selecting Texas, it gets applicable in all the sheets? Okay, so whenever we apply these filters, use as a filter, what happens? Tableau creates a action filter, and those action filters are applicable only on dashboard. Though you can go to individual sheet and see that. Likewise, if I go here, you will see on this particular sheet there are three type of filters which are applicable: action category year, action state, action subcategory. Right? So each sheet it will show the list of those action filters. If you want to see the consolidated list of those action filters, you can go to dashboard and click on actions. It will show you all those filters. Because I have created them through selecting this option, these are auto generated, and Tableau has given them but default name 1 2 3 in the order in which they were created. Anytime if you wish and go see that how it is working, select that, edit it. It will tell you that because right now I have only one dashboard here, so from scatter sheet 2, right, target sheets are all other sheets into dashboard 1, which means if I will make any change or any selection, because it's a selection type of thing, you can put it on hover also. But in case of hover, what happens? You will move your mouse and filters will start working. That will get little irritating. So that's why we have put it selection. I mean by default selection. You can change it to hover, or you can give it to menu. In case of menu, what will happen? You will right click, then menu will come, and then you will say select. So it will be 3 clicks. Select is 1 click, hover will be without any click. That's why it is irritating and it's very sensitive. So from selection filter 1 which is generated, it's working out of scatter sheet, and the target sheets are all these. What happens? Show all value. So you can do it like that. Whatever value is selected in scatter 2 you want, you can ignore that value and show all others, or it will show everything, or it will exclude all other and show only that value what you selected in scatter sheet 2. Right? So this is how you can control filter, action filter from one sheet to another. Then here if you see, right now it is all field. Selected fields, which means if you want to apply filter basis one particular field, that you can select here, add filters, and you will see the fields coming from data source. So basis which field you want to apply filter, that also you can do. Right now we have one data source and one dashboard, but this feature allows you to use filters between different data sources. You can see here data source, what is your source data source and what is your target data source. If you have multiple data sources in your workbook, you can apply filters between multiple data sources. That's one. If you have multiple dashboards on your sheet, you can apply filter between multiple dashboards, which means if you select anything on this dashboard here, that filter will apply onto the other dashboards also. So that feature is available. You can play with these filter features. Right. Okay, for the time check, it is already 11:19 here IST. We are left with 11 minutes, I think. So before we close for today, I think we covered a lot on this dashboard and some custom charts. Any questions here, or anything specific you would like to talk about or discuss? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. let's do that. So first of all I'll save it here, right? And okay, right now if I go to data source, you can see like I'm connected to one Excel superstore, and I'm connected to extract, which is, it is not live, right? I'm not connected to live connection. Now what I will do, I'll just close minimize it for a minute. I'll go to my Tableau repository, because every time I'm connecting to the same sheet, which is sample superstore, I'll make a copy of it. Name has already got changed. Let me say sample data. Right now I'll go to my dashboard, or my Tableau. Over here I'll say, okay, let me say add or edit connection. This time Tableau temp. Okay, I'll go to documents, and data source. Okay, I have sample data here. That is what I created. New file, but with the similar data. I'll say open. It got connected. For the time being I'll make it live connection, so that it takes data from this sheet, and I'll go to my dashboard. And these are the options wherein you can refresh your data and all. I'm connected live right now. There is no impact on my dashboard. The only condition while switching between Excel sheets would be if number of fields or headers will change in your data. If data headers are going to be same, there will be no impact in your creation. If these fields are going to change, then only there would be some disturbance. Yeah. Yeah, now it is live connection. Okay. Save, close. Okay. Yeah, just a minute. Actually, I said I just clicked on Windows, and that application got closed. Just give me a moment. I need to log in again. Share application, Chrome. Okay, so URL okay, so we were here. We just deleted the data from the sheet. Save, and I'll close it manually from here. Close Excel. Okay, so you can see this sample data. Now the size is 800 only. I don't know why it is 800, but there is no data as such. only header is there. Okay, we have people and returns sheet, that's why. Fine. Now I'll go ahead to my Tableau dashboard. We'll go to data source, and what I was connected to, yeah, it should be sample data. Well, hope I didn't make extract. No. Okay, I just refreshed from here. You will see there is no data, right? Now you can go to any sheet or your dashboard. You need to refresh again. Here we go. So nothing is there. On Tableau side, of course, yes. I mean, without refreshing, how it will take that data, right? If I go ahead and change back to original source or edit connection, switch it to the old sheet. Okay, first of all, here it got refresh. I'll go to dashboard. Okay, so you can see here two options. I think you can play with these. This time I didn't refresh, right? I think earlier it was paused. Automatic auto updates, it was paused, so that's why it didn't took those that information. You can consider this field here once. No, for extract you will have to do it on data source level. I mean, if you are connected to extract, right? Let me just create an extract here first. Yeah, you can take. Now what happens for extract, you need to see if you are connected to extract, and if you go to data source, Tableau tells you that last time when it was refreshed. Okay, so you can refresh it from here, or you go inside workbook and right click here and refresh. So from any place you can refresh it. In case of extract, this option will not work better. This is for the live updates directly coming from your data, right? So I mean, here we saw, right, whenever we changed our data source, or if your structure is not changing, then you can, you know, n times switch to Excel sheets or SQL table, anything. All right, so we are at the top of the hour. Any other question? Let me come here. What are you saying? Dashboard? This one? These are the two tabs here. When right now it is dashboard. Layout, I mean, you can see the content, basically whatever components you drag and drop here, you can control size and width of those components here. Okay, so like this one, I have selected one component, right, one sheet. You can see the height and width of this sheet is controlled by here. Actually, I have been doing this only, that's why it took so long, right? Uh-huh. Yeah. Right. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Hmm. Yeah, that is on individual chart. If you go over there, you will get data and analytics tab. Okay, so out of analytics, we have been using couple of functionalities. I shown you cluster, forecasting, trend out of this only. Okay, I mean by the time if you are good and you are able to grasp all these things, that's fine. Correct. Yeah, yeah. But still, if you have any doubt, I think you can discuss and maybe today, tomorrow, anytime. Right? Okay. All right. So I think I'll be sharing this worksheet, packaged worksheet with everyone, and the topics which we covered. Tomorrow we'll be trying to connect with our Python, and then again I mean we'll go back to these some action options which we just left, right? Because there is a lot more in action options. Yeah. All right then. So yeah. All right then. Thanks everyone. Yeah. Bye bye. Bye. Bye.